Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, we're about to start the Smackdown Rundown. Are you ready? Yeah, the thing where I pick this up. Oh, no, I don't. I just smacked down the rundown off camera. See this thing? Can you hold that there real quick? The Smackdown, we're starting the Smackdown Rundown. Yeah, gonna let you go. You ready? Okay, bye.
That was weird. Who were you talking to?
I was returning Travis's call. This is the Smackdown Rundown.
Mm-hmm. Which opened up with a cage match.
It's true.
It was freaking
fun.
Yeah.
It was good.
Advertised earlier in the week.
I was surprised it opened the show.
Yeah.
I'm not. They do that a lot.
But it's a cage match and a title match.
Usos versus Dust to Dust.
Yes.
Gold 2-star.
Colt. Is that your new name?
Scotty Too Hottie.
No. I'm sticking with Astro Not So Nice People.
That's still my favorite.
I was saying Astro Nutlickers.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah, it was good. I feel like the cage kind of limited what they could do.
Well, yeah, it's four guys who are really flippy. Well, Goldust, not so much flippy. Really jumpy and movie and divey.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one thing that I found is, as a whole, the cage wasn't utilized as much as I expected.
Yeah.
True. Except for the times when, you've got the people trying to escape the cage.
Yeah,
right.
That was really the only time it was ever utilized as a weapon.
But when people who you don't normally see in cage match situations get put in a cage match, I'm always just like, ooh, what are they going to do with the cage?
Yeah.
And apparently not that much.
And they had the added stipulation that, well, I guess it wasn't an added stipulation, but that there were tags, and that if the legal person got out of the cage, that team would win.
Yeah.
As opposed to the usual rule where both members of the team have to get out. So yeah, it was a different kind of cage match in a way. Some interesting rules. A very interesting end when...
It was a very pow pow pow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called pow 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 end.
Because we had, we had the usual, the dual moves from the Usos that they thought was going to get themselves the win. Jimmy would tag in Jay, deliver a superplex to Goldust. Goldust, who apparently got the tag on Stardust, would take the superplex, get the Uso splash, and then while he's laying there trying to go for a pin, Stardust would roll in with the Oklahoma Roll and pin Jay.
Yeah, right off of Goldust.
To retain the tag team championships. A very interesting finish.
Yeah.
I think was by far the
Very
best.
fluid.
Very,
yes.
Probably, definitely the best part of the match for
like
me.
Water.
So yeah, not a bad match. Just a little weird with the added things in there. But yeah, great way to end the match.
Yeah.
After that, we had Kane come out talking about the situation with Randy Orton on Raw.
Because Randy Orton was not nice to the Authority.
Yeah.
In turn, the Authority was also not nice to Randy Orton.
Yeah, and Kane was probably pissed because he tripped over his feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really...
I really hope Kane trips over something else on Raw this upcoming week and they just turn it into a running gag.
Kane's just tripped over everything.
Yep.
And then ORT comes and goes, Kane, you be tripping. That's the payoff for the whole angle.
Yeah.
But yeah, he talks about how, because of what happened with Randy Orton, there's now an open spot on Team Authority, and, who could potentially fill that spot. We tried to get Dolph Ziggler on Raw, but he said no, and because of that, well, you're going to have a match with me, and what the hell, there's already one here, so we're going to make it a cage match. So we get another cage match for our main event.
Yeah, also, something he said was very contradictory to what the Authority had said on Raw. Where on Raw they're like, oh, we're not going to punish anyone for being on Team Cena. Not going to penalize them, it's fine. But then Kane came out and he's like, oh, what we proved on Raw with Randy Orton was that you're either with us or you're against us.
Would you like to give them the counter to that you came up with while we were watching?
Yes, absolutely. They're not being punished for aligning with Team Cena. They're only being punished for opposing the Authority, which is the Authority's loophole in how they get to beat all these people up. They're saying, we're not doing it because you're with Cena. We're doing it because you're not with us.
I thought the loophole was that they're like jerks.
That's loophole
Like-
2. In case somebody calls them out on loophole 1.
That's the break glass in case of emergency.
Yeah.
We're assholes!
Oh, it's a smell. Oh, it's due to the Authority being assholes.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. But then he would also say that the Authority's been, looking for someone to fill that spot that Randy Orton no longer has. Someone
big, buff, really strong, and bald.
And it was Cesaro.
But it wasn't Cesaro. Cesaro would say,
I'm your man.
yeah, if you're looking for someone who is
Who's
willing
good?
to step up, and you said it yourself that the fate of the WWE universe is in the balance. I'm your guy. And Kane goes,
Says, I want to be on Team Authority.
Yeah.
Kane goes, I wasn't really thinking about Cesaro. But since you're out here, and if you want to try and earn a spot on Team Authority, you can go against the guy who I was initially thinking about, and that match starts right now, and we get Ryback.
Yeah.
I don't think we've seen Cesaro versus Ryback. Not that I mean, other than maybe Real Americans and Rybaxel were in a tag team match or something
Could happen.
somewhere
Yeah.
along the lines. But as far as a one-on-one match, I don't think we've
There
ever
might
seen
be
it.
a little thing down at the bottom that tells you guys that we're wrong.
Yeah, usually. If we're idiots, our editor puts an annotation.
We're
letting us.
generally idiots.
Yeah,
There's almost one per week.
yeah, at least. This was a good match, though.
Yeah.
It was,
Very physical.
as we would expect from Ryback and Cesaro.
Both guys showing off their strength and their ability. The finish was awesome.
Yeah.
Ryback tried to hit the shell shock once, but
Cesaro slid.
which not many people slide out of the shell shock.
but Cesaro figured it out. He's like, oh, if I just wiggle,
I can
let
slide
go.
off of his shoulders. So that would thwart the match ending earlier. But when Cesaro went for a suplex, Ryback blocked it, went for a suplex of his own, and was stalling suplex. Got a knee to the head, would almost drop Cesaro, pick him back up, knee to the head, almost drop Cesaro, pick him back up and go, screw it, put him into the shell shock, march around, boom, hit the shell shock, 1, 2, 3, Ryback gets the win. I'm sure the internet wrestling community is losing their goddamn mind. Calm down.
Yeah.
Calm down. Hey.
Watch
That
my
would be
last
nice.
video.
That's my imitation of the internet wrestling community right now.
Yeah, if you want to understand what's going on with Cesaro, refer back to the Smackdown Rundown last week when Thomas Wolfe explained in incredible fashion as to why.
Very calmly.
Yes.
Randy Orton Part 2.
Dude, spoiler alert, he was calm. He's fine.
Yeah.
He's not off of his meds. He's fine. But yeah, so Ryback gets the win. Is the Authority really scouting Ryback?
Is it really a spoiler if it's something that already happened?
No one watches their show.
Somebody watched our show. There's somebody laughing right now. Anyway, it threw me off.
Live studio audience.
So we get is the Authority going after Ryback? Did Cesaro impress them with his ability against Ryback?
Probably not.
Well,
'Cause he lost.
but 1-on-1 is different than 5-on-5.
They don't care.
Yeah.
They're looking at win loss.
It's true.
They're looking at who looked like they won that fight,
Yeah.
Fair enough.
and it wasn't Cesaro.
Should have been.
Yeah.
I will agree with all you people. Cesaro should have won. I like Cesaro. I think he should have won. But
Not for the same reasons.
yeah.
Well, but they are building up Ryback.
Right.
Well, sort of for the same reasons, but we're not going to bitch about it.
Yeah. Like, I don't think Cesaro's being buried, but I just think he's better than Ryback, therefore he should have won.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. Up next, we got a match that's probably stemming from something that happened on last week's Halloween edition of SmackDown. We talked about last week the confrontation between Adam Rose with the Rosebuds talking to R-Truth.
R-Truth jerkily mentioned jerkily in a way that made him look like a total jerk.
Yeah.
Is that a word? Okay.
Yeah.
With a very air of jerkishness to the way he was saying it. That the bunny upstages Adam Rose.
But I thought they were just one big happy party family.
And that's what Adam Rose says.
Yeah.
And R-Truth says no, says I'm a jerk, and I'm going to tell you that people forget Adam Rose is even involved in things because they're waiting to see what the bunny's going to do.
Alright. Well, what happened in the match then?
Well, let's start off right off the bat and say that in no way or shape or form do I think that R-Truth is a jerk.
No.
He's a good guy for most of the time. But the jerkish things he said were playing on Adam Rose's mind
Yeah.
during this match.
Uh-oh.
And here's we're leading forward now. The match is Adam Rose versus R-Truth.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah. I thought for sure.
Which is kind of weird because both of them being baby faces and all of a sudden they're going against each other.
Yeah.
No, I didn't think about that going into the match, but
Yeah.
Well, it's because R-Truth was a jerk, so.
Yeah,
we're
so
thinking of him as
he
a
was,
heel.
He was a pseudo heel.
He's trying to start stuff. Mr. McJerkface on a stick.
Hey, R-Truth. What's up?
Which R-Truth would shout to the crowd, and they would respond. And then Adam Rose would try, and then they would cut to probably stock footage of
Yeah.
A guy booing.
Yeah.
Just one guy. Boo.
So the match.
Stuff happened. The match was weird. The match.
It
was,
really wasn't a match.
No,
It
They,
was
they
just-
did. They did like they lock up and they did a couple little things.
Yeah, it
And
was-
then one of them would dance or do something goofy,
And the bunny would do it.
and then the bunny would hop. The bunny would mimic. The bunny is now going into Mizdow mania
and is mimicking R-Truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damien Mizdow is the bunny.
Is the Rock is CM Punk?
Yeah.
That makes so much sense.
Right?
It's been Damien Mizdow the whole time. He's everybody's stunt double.
Including the bunnies.
Well, no, he's playing the bunny. The bunny's is actually his first breakout role.
But he's also the bunny's stunt double.
Yeah.
So R-Truth would do his little hip thrusty thing.
Yes.
The bunny, in very graphic fashion, would jump up onto the apron and start doing the hip thrusty thing at the ring. We don't know what bunnies like to do. It distracted Adam Rose, and R-Truth got a roll-up win on Adam Rose, and Adam Rose is mad at the bunny.
But we didn't mention the weirdest part of the match. What I thought was the weirdest part of the match. The first time, the bunny distracts R-Truth. Then R-Truth comes in, turns around like he's gonna do something to Adam Rose. Adam Rose like does the Rock thing where he puts his hand up and stops him, and then jumps into R-Truth's arms.
Well, that's an Adam Rose thing, though.
I know, but in the context of this, like all the other
Very
weird
strange.
stuff going on.
Yeah. The whole thing was just really weird.
It was weird. But basically what we ended up having was Adam Rose shoved the bunny.
Yeah.
He almost shoved the bunny's head off.
Yeah.
It was graphic.
The bunny had to keep it together.
I'm waiting for WWE to get a letter from PETA.
But then Adam Rose would return to the Rosebuds and prompt them to start partying again, and they just kind of went about their merry way.
Yeah.
With the bunny keeping his distance.
Right.
Bunny
yeah,
tried to
fuck
read.
that bunny. Who cares about the bunny? We hate the bunny.
Yeah, and then
What happened? The bunny tried to come back, and Adam Rose said, "No, you stay over there. You can come, but you're in timeout."
Yeah.
Basically. And, I'm thinking now the reason why the Rosebuds were all still celebrating is they're thinking if they kick the bunny out of the Exotic Express,
they'll get more TV time.
one of them gets to be the new bunny, basically.
I'm going for the little fairy in the blue dress.
I'm hoping the guy dressed like a taco.
But up next, we had the return of the Peep Show, which no one really gave a shit about. Christian was back.
Yeah.
You know who gave the least amount of shits? His
Dean
guest.
Ambrose. Yeah. He didn't even wait for the introduction.
No.
Christian just kind of rambled for a bit. Dean Ambrose interrupted, made his way down, and Christian would say, well, here's my guest, the guy who apparently doesn't give a damn about an introduction, Dean Ambrose, and start asking him, a couple different questions,
Yeah, like, what are your thoughts on the Adam Rose and the Bunny situation?
I don't think he asked him that.
Oh,
Do you
they
think
cut that
R-Truth
one.
is a jerk?
I don't think he asked him that either.
But they cut all of that?
Yeah. They mostly focused on the fact that Dean Ambrose has been having kind of a little tiff with Bray Wyatt.
The B storyline as opposed to the A storyline of Adam Rose and the Bunny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they tried to get... Christian was trying to dig and get the scoop on how Dean Ambrose was feeling.
As most talk show hosts do.
Yeah.
It would kind of just piss off Dean Ambrose, though.
Dean Ambrose is very vocal about his feels.
Yeah.
He's not one to hide when he's upset with somebody or when he's got a gripe.
It's true.
And basically we're saying, hey, I don't like Bray Wyatt because he screwed up my chances of beating Ambrose.
Also,
Rollins.
I tried to beat him up on Raw, and he disappeared, and I really don't like that.
And talking about how he doesn't understand, though, why Bray Wyatt picked him out, because in WWE, usually everyone's trying to gain something by beating somebody and taking something from them. Dean Ambrose doesn't have a title, he doesn't have a Money in the Bank, he doesn't have some sort of streak or moniker, he doesn't have anything left to lose. What is Bray Wyatt trying to take from him?
But we would find out, because I believe about a week ago, Bray Wyatt said in a promo that he knows a secret about Dean Ambrose.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been waiting to know what that secret was.
Yep.
First we'd find out, Bray Wyatt would come out and say, it's not that I want to hurt you, Dean, it's I want to fix you. I fixed Eric Rowan. I fixed Luke Harper. I made them better. I tried to fix Daniel Bryan. Now look, he's nowhere to be seen. You were so comfortable within the Shield, and then when that comfort was taken away, what were you left with? What have you done since the Shield? You've had nothing. If you join me, I can fix you. I can make you better. Which that made me going, can you imagine if Dean Ambrose was in the Wyatt family?
Scary shit.
He'd
Terrifying.
grow a beard.
And that would be scary. Because he'd probably hide razor blades and stuff in it.
Fuck. Well,
He'd be like,
just blood. He'd continue, telling Dean Ambrose, I can help you, I can fix you, and then he'd bring up Dean Ambrose's father, and he'd ask, do you still receive
Daddy Ambrose.
Do you still receive letters from him from prison?
Postcards.
Yeah.
Postcards,
Not letters,
Uh,
postcards. He must be from Alcatraz.
Yeah,
So I'm pretty sure not very many jails sell postcards.
yeah, I was wondering what a prison postcard would be like.
Well, maybe letters are postcards. Maybe that's one and the same where Bray Wyatt's from.
Maybe.
Maybe Dean Ambrose's father is an artist. And
He's
he
in a
draws
Hawaiian
pictures.
prison.
No, he draws pictures on the other side of his letters. Makes them postcards.
The other side of the Hawaiian letters.
Postcards.
Anyway,
He still does what you say. It's just in Hawaii.
Somebody's Hawaiian.
I don't think he's in a Hawaiian prison.
Why not?
Why would any member of the Ambrose family be in
I
a
don't-
Hawaiian prison?
Hawaii is the crystal meth capital of the world.
I don't question.
Oh, all right.
I
Or
don't
not
question.
the world, but the United States.
Yeah.
I tend to not
Call it
question
Ice Capital.
what Dean Ambrose and or his family do. So if they want to go to Hawaii and
Get in trouble with the law.
then okay.
But anyway, bringing up his father, Dean Ambrose would get very frustrated. He'd begin to run up the ramp towards Bray Wyatt.
Lights went out.
Lights went out. Lights come back on. Rocking chair's empty, a la what happened on Raw. Dean Ambrose doesn't understand. Camera would swerve around, and Bray Wyatt would be behind Dean Ambrose and yell, "Run!" right in his ear. Ambrose freaks out.
Yeah.
Lights go out again. They come back on. Wyatt's gone. Ambrose is just
And you
left
hear
going.
him laughing.
Yeah,
throughout
just
the
like
whole
yeah,
arena.
yeah. The laugh of Satan is echoing through the arena, and
I
Ambrose
thought
is
it was
like,
a laugh of Bray Wyatt, but
"No, Satan."
Satan Wyatt.
Yeah. He's the newest member of the Wyatt family.
Scary.
Bray Wyatt's trying to fix Satan.
Yeah.
Trying to get him back into heaven. It's a whole... It's a biblical...
It's a
thing.
whole
It's a
other...
supernatural episode.
I read the book. It's interesting.
It's a whole other storyline that they're doing. But it's
a
on...
whole different storyline.
Eventually, they're going to tag team and go against Shawn Michaels and God.
Yeah.
So then we had Summer Rae versus Natalya. You want to tell everyone what happened in that match there, Thomas?
Stuff. They wrestled, and Tyson Kidd was on commentary. And Tyson Kidd was talking about himself a lot. Like, hey, I'm Tyson Kidd. Pretty cool. I won matches. I'm winning matches. I'm going to win more matches. And they're like, well, why don't Michael Cole and JBL, but mostly Michael Cole, they're like, hey, why are you out here talking about yourself? Why don't you go support your wife? And he's like, you know what? I will go support my wife. So just when Natty's about to lock in the sharpshooter and win the match, Tyson Kidd goes over and he's like, yeah, good. Use the sharpshooter just like Uncle Brett. Which distracts Natty for some reason.
Well, if you think about it, she's never gotten any reaction from Tyson outside the ring.
Yeah.
So the one time when he's like, good job, Natty, she's like, what?
Yeah, so she stops and turns to him, prompting Summer Rae to roll her up and get the pin. 1, 2, 3. Summer Rae and Layla go celebrate. And Tyson Kidd joins Natty in the ring and kind of just like pats her on the head. It's like,
That's
okay.
That's kind of been his thing.
Yeah.
He's treating her like a cat.
Yeah. Well, we know he loves his cats.
He only knows about facts and cats, so.
And cat facts.
But then we'd be starting up our main event. Dolph Ziggler would make his way down to the ring, just about to enter the cage, and we'd get Luke Harper's eyes
just everywhere.
Kaleidoscope.
We get the same kind of promo, the same,
The words were the same.
the words were the same, but they've been dispersed in different places during the shows. Dolph Ziggler's going, the fuck?
You talking about me?
Yeah, that's the one thing about it is that this is the first time that it's interrupted something like this. So in a way, it's like he uses the phrase "I see you, boy."
Yeah.
Yeah.
In there, which didn't really make sense the first 2 times it played, because there was nobody really out there.
Yeah, the first time it happened after a Divas match on Main Event. And the second time it happened after a backstage segment on Raw.
Yeah, this time it happened. Dolph Ziggler was half leg in the ring, getting ready to get in.
Yeah.
So I
About to
feel
face
like
Kane, which is terrifying.
So I'm feeling like maybe we've got Luke Harper is going to be singling out
And
Dolph
just
Ziggler.
All the outs.
Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah. But the match would be Kane versus Dolph Ziggler inside a steel cage. These two having an awesome match last week on Raw. I really enjoyed this cage match.
Yeah.
This beat the Usos versus Dustin Us
Well,
easily.
They used the cage a lot more.
Yeah.
Way more.
Well, my thinking on it was that the Usos and Dust didn't need to be a cage match, really.
Yeah,
And
I
the
like the
only
idea
reason-
of it being a cage
Well, yeah.
match, though.
But it didn't need to be, and the way it was structured, it didn't really...
Didn't benefit from being a cage
Yeah,
match.
so the only real reason that they included that cage match was so they could have it up so that this cage match could happen.
Brilliant.
So it makes it seem like this match was happenstance,
Yeah.
but really when Kane was planning it the whole time.
Just like when you put the cinder blocks out there for Dan Ambrose.
Kane is a pretty smart dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, lots of great usage of the cage. A lot of good false finishes. The finish, though, itself was really good.
Yeah.
We had the race. We had the race up to the top. Dolph Ziggler's about to get out.
He got over the top of the cage and Kane kicks the door open
Yeah.
and hangs Dolph Ziggler like a dirty carpet.
Yeah, which I thought Kane was going to win right there.
Yeah.
So did
I thought it was going to be one of those like Kane starts to get out, and Dolph Ziggler slides off the other side of the door
Yeah.
to win.
What really threw me off is that Kane was standing on the top rope and kicks the door open, and that puts Ziggler hung over the door, and then Kane jump falls farther into the ring
Yeah.
when he could have just jumped down and left the ring.
Yeah, it was kind of.
That was weird.
It was awkward to watch Kane like try and not win the match.
But then he would start coming toward the door.
Giving Dolph Ziggler long enough to shake off the cobwebs, Ziggler would grab onto the cage and kick the door into Kane's face. He'd hang on the door a little bit more, and just as Kane is trying once again to get out, he'd jump off the door, making the door hit Kane once again. Dolph Ziggler hits the floor. He wins the cage match. The Authority was bested.
Yeah.
Once again, they have not had a good week.
No.
They may have gotten rid of Orton, but Orton held his own on Raw, and Dolph Ziggler made Kane look like a fool.
Yeah.
But
it's true.
A great episode of SmackDown, topping off a really great week of WWE programming.
Yeah.
I was thoroughly entertained from beginning to end.
Yep.
Monday to Friday.
Yeah. But that is it for this week's Wrestling Rundown.
Yep.
As you can see, we got all the videos over there on the other side of Kevin Hawk.
What?
We got the Raw review.
There they are.
We got the indie news.
Yep.
We have the midweek wrap up.
Yep.
We have Streak Week.
Yep.
And if you want to start over again, you can rewatch the SmackDown Rundown. I mean,
No.
if that's your thing.
No.
You sure?
No.
You're not sure? No. Alright. Think about it.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. But yeah, we will be returning next week. We'll have more updates on Survival of the Fittest as
Results from night 2.
as night 2 is currently going on.
Probably over
we'll
now.
be on
Because it's midnight and wherever they're at.
This is true. It
More likely.
is midnight over on the East Coast. But yeah, we'll be having updates from those indie shows. We'll be having potential results from 1, potentially 2 of the Chikara shows. Correct?
Depending on when we film, yeah.
Yes. So
We'll be tired.
maybe some Chikara results, some Ring of Honor results, and next week we are doing Fantasy Warfare.
Oh yeah.
And 5 matches
Oh!
that everyone should see.
Yeah, buddy.
PWG edition.
Oh, PWG.
This is gonna be fun.
Mhm.
All right. Well, thank you again for tuning in to week 21. We're officially completely legal. We can buy anything. We can do whatever we want within the legal parameters.
Oh, I was gonna try.
Within legal parameters.
With paralegal parameters.
Paraplegic parameters.
Blueberry pumpkin patch.
Edict Thunder's match.
Froggy loves cocks.
I'm Travis Colt.
I'm a guy.
This is the other guy.
Oh, hey. Didn't see you there.
We'll see you next week.
Oh, hold on, guys. I gotta take a call. It's Thomas.
What does he want? Tell him we're done. He missed SmackDown again.
Did I?